Akame got killed, episode 20, Kill the Carnage. Now I'm going to note that I'm using the Japanese title of this episode because the title on Toonami was something like Kill Pendium or Penodium. It was some weird word that I don't know. I may have read it wrong, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't Kill Pandemonium. But I was looking it up and I saw that the actual title was called Kill the Carnage, and I thought that was way cooler. So that's what I'm going with for this. I've noticed in this episode and the last they've taken out the word "the" in the Toonami versions of the episodes, which I thought was really weird because it's just the word "the." It's like every episode has had "kill the" whatever, and then it's like all of a sudden they're taking out the word "the." I thought that was really weird. But this was a good episode. Of course, I was mad by the end of it. I was really upset. But I enjoyed this episode. It was a good action episode. It did have me scared. It did what I thought it was going to do the whole time. And that sucks because I really like Lubbock. And to be totally honest, I really wanted him to live. I was like, I hope he lives because I'm like, he's the funny guy. It's like him and Tatsumi, they're like, they're buddies and stuff. And I'm like, he's supposed to make it because he's supposed to get the girl. He's supposed to eventually, tell his feelings to Najinda. And I, based on, when he gave his backstory and everything, I don't think he ever really told her that, so she never knew. And that was kind of the worst part about it. I was like, he was, kind of supposed to have, like, this happy life and be with the woman that he has, like, actual serious feelings for. Like, he always, talks about how someone's attractive, but he, I was like, man, he was supposed to get the girl. He was supposed to actually make it so that he can make, that come true. And that really sucked. And, they did in the beginning, as soon as they were talking, and he's like, so what are you going to do, after all this is over? I'm like, this is bad. Like, Spidey senses going off all over the place. Something bad is going to happen. And, he's like, oh, I'll probably do, basically, I'll just have a happy life, and I'll have a chain of bookstores, or whatever store he's running. I'm pretty sure it's a bookstore. And I'm like, this isn't going to go well. And, of course, it doesn't by the end. I will say that the only thing that I'm okay with is the fact that he at least took the guy down, but in in another sense that kind of makes it worse because it's like he was sent to like another dimension. I was like, crap, that's kind of how he's gonna die. It's not gonna be like, oh, he got sliced up or murdered. He's gonna be sent to an alternate dimension and just trapped forever, and he'll just wither away and die. And then it's like, nope, he has the string wrapped around the guy's arm, so he pulls him in. And then he, pierces his heart and he kills the guy. And then it's like, I can't believe he did it. Like, he's going to actually survive. And then they pull some major BS and it's like, oh, nope, they're like a million miles up in the sky just falling down. And it made me so mad when I saw that. I'm like, he won. Like, he beat this guy despite all the odds. Like, him and Tatsumi were just both, outdone in this episode. Like, he actually made it. Like, he was surrounded by a bunch of people, but the minister's son was like, you know what, I'm going to take care of this myself, you guys be careful, or, just back off. And then he dealt with being stabbed, by the girl. Like, she was holding his arms, but he didn't get killed right then. But then she wasn't dead, and she stabs him after he gets the upper hand. No pun intended, after him cutting the guy's hand off. But I'm like, crap, this is kind of over. And then the guy's like, you know what, I'm going to send you to another dimension. And I thought, honestly, when he first did it, I thought he was going to show up in space and just, like, explode, because that's what happens when you get sent to space. But, it's like he's in this dimension, brings the guy in, throws the spear, crushes his heart, and I was like, he freaking did it, and he's going to make it. And then he falls through the sky, and I was like, as soon as he looked at his Imperial arms, I was like, he's gonna die. Like, no, he looked at it, it was like a little bit of string, and I was still admittedly a little hopeful. I was like, he could probably do something with that. And then he's going through the whole, flashbacks, thinking about his friends and stuff, and I'm like, he's not about to make it. Then he lets it go, and it just shatters, which I thought was crazy. And I was like, he's not gonna make it. I'm like, I really hope that somehow Tatsumi is about to just scoop him up like he did mine in the last episode, and he doesn't. And they're both falling to the ground. He's killed this guy, and then he falls, and they basically stab him as he's falling, and it was just really messed up. I was like, he was supposed to make it, and that really sucked. And then that's how we find out that Tatsumi was defeated during his fight. So he's been captured, and he's going to be executed, or he's supposed to be at least, by Esdeath. And they kind of do that at the end where it's going to be a public execution of Tatsumi, and they have Lubbock's goggles there. And it was just really messed up. I was like, that really freaking blows. But it was still a good episode. There are a couple of other things that happened in this that didn't really get a lot of focus. Like in the beginning of the episode, we got to see the Jaegers, or what's left of them at least. Esdeath is kind of off doing some random mission, so the Jaegers are kind of put on the back burner for a little bit. And they bring in like this big colonel guy who has like electricity powers and stuff, who beats Tatsumi, and the minister's son, who is trying to basically prove himself, and that guy gets wiped out. I was very surprised that he did actually get killed off, because he's only been in literally 2 episodes. He was in, or maybe I guess technically 3 in the very first episode when he showed up and he was in the cloak. So he's been in 3 episodes. 2 of which he had speaking lines. The first one was like his real introduction. It's like, oh, I'm the minister's son and stuff like that. And then this episode, everything's fine. He met up with his dad and stuff. I thought for sure he was in hiding, because you would think he would just go straight to his father. But, they were talking and stuff and they were buddy-buddy. I thought they were going to have a bunch of issues and everything. It was like, nope, they're buddy-buddy. He's like, you got to prove yourself and stuff, and you might be appointed as basically as my heir. Like, you'll be the next minister once I'm gone. And he gets destroyed. Minister's super sad. Then he does like that really funny face, which I thought was hilarious. He was just like, oh well. And I was like, wow, he just doesn't give enough. But I mean it's the minister, so I guess it's not too surprising. But I don't know, I thought it would have meant something, I guess, if it was his son. But he freaks out for a second, then it's just like, oh well, he dies, not like I can change it. So he moves on like the evil person he is, but it was still a good episode. We still don't know what happened with Kurame, which I'm sure she'll be fine, because they kind of have to have Akame versus Kurame, so I know that her passing out in this episode doesn't really mean too much, but it was interesting to see that as like, I think that was one of the first scenes actually. It starts off with the villains of this episode, and then it goes, to Night Raid, or to the Jaegers and stuff, and Kurame just passes out, and then that's pretty much it. That's all we see of them for the rest of the episode, and then it's like, the main story bit. So I'm curious to see what's going to happen with that. Esdeath is back now from whatever little mission she was on, and she's going to carry out Tatsumi's execution, but obviously there's going to be a lot to do with Kurame and what's happening there. With this being episode 20, I believe we only have like 2 episodes left, possibly 3. I haven't looked to see exactly how many we have, because and honestly I don't want to know 100% exactly how many weeks we have, but it's an anime, so it's going to be either 22 or 23 episodes. So we're basically at the end. They've killed off everybody, pretty much, so there's only a couple people left to kill off. So we have Tatsumi, who I'm assuming will survive, I guess. I mean, I would like to think so, but who knows. So we have Tatsumi, Akame, Najinda, and mine. Oh, and we have Leone as well. So we have 5 people from the Jaeger, or from Night Raid still. And then we have Kurame, Wave, that angel guy, and Esdeath. So we have 4, of the Jaegers still left. And we still have the minister, who's like, the person they're going after. And now we still have, or, we've been introduced to like this new general guy. So of course, that's, I won't count the minister. So that's like 5 versus 5. We have 5 fighters on each side at this point still. And it could really go either way. Like, who knows who's going to live or who's going to die. I'm sure they're going to end up killing off more people. I highly doubt it'll be a nice ending in any way, shape, or form, where it's like, this is really what's happening. And, because I don't want Wave to die. Like, I've said that a bunch. I have, like, there are basically only 2 people that I care about for the Jaegers, and it was Wave and the other guy, the flamethrower guy, and he already died, so I was already upset about that, like all the wife and kids thing. And then we have Wave, who seems like he's generally a good guy, but he's just on the wrong side of things. And I think Seiryu is a lot like that as well. She was kind of corrupted by the idea of, what's really happening, so she was just admittedly on the wrong side of, this battle as far as good versus evil, and she didn't realize that. None of them do. I feel like the only person that really knows that they're on the evil side is probably Kurame. And I mean, as Death, I think nothing's evil for her. I think, honestly, anything she does is just like, whatever. I just kill a bunch of people, so it's not, I don't know, she's just like, I won't say morally ambiguous, because she's clearly evil in general, but even just during this war, it's just like, I don't know if for her it's like good versus evil. I think she kind of just wants to murder people, I feel like, honestly. So I think Kurame is like the only person that realizes what side they're really on. And I mean, they lived through experiments and stuff, her and her sister and some of the people they knew. So she kind of has to know they aren't exactly on the good side. Her side isn't, but I don't think that really matters to her. It's just like, well, this is what they say, so that's just kind of what she goes with. But I feel like she still has to know what side she's really on. But not much left. Still quite a few characters left for them to just murder and just get rid of, I guess. But I don't know. I assume someone else is going to die because it's just this type of show. But I would love it if everyone made it, at least of the heroes and Wave for the villains. Everyone else can just disappear, I don't care. But it was a good episode for sure. Hate the fact that Lubbock died. Honestly, I think he was probably my number 2 person that I didn't want to die. I don't even think about some of the characters, honestly. I don't even think about mine as a possibility to get murdered or Najinda, but I'm sure they still are. Tatsumi might even be, he might get killed off, honestly. It's called Akame got killed. He just happens to be the first person we see, but it's called Akame, so that kind of says something. I don't know what it says, but it kind of says something. I don't know. It's definitely a possibility, but Lubbock was my number 2. Wave is personally my number 1 just because he's not even on the right side. But once again, based on how the show is, I highly doubt there's going to be a conversation where it's like, oh, check this out, this is what's happening. And that could still happen. I think it's a major possibility with Tatsumi having this execution in the next episode if he gets a chance to, when they say, you have any final words. So he might have an opportunity to at least say something. Not that it'll really matter because people are basically indoctrinated, in this place. So it wouldn't really change anything unless he says the perfect line, and then something clicks in Wave's head, or somebody notices something, and then very TV that example they gave where they someone gives an example and then another character is like, whatever, and then 10 minutes later it's like, holy crap, they were right. That could easily happen as well. But either way, I'm looking forward to what we're getting in this next episode. I'm sure Tatsumi will get saved. They'll be crazy if he got killed off. They'll be absolutely freaking insane. But that would be something. That would really be something. But who knows? Who knows? We'll have to wait and see what happens. Hopefully he doesn't die, but I don't know. I don't know. It's just that type of show. People keep dying. Left and right, everybody's dying. And it's just like, man, I don't know. You just like characters, but you can't really get too attached because people just keep getting killed off left and right. Everybody's dying. And you just don't know who's next. So you're a little scared to get close to them. But oh well, this is how it happens. Sucks to see Lubbock go. Really liked him. Also thought he probably had the most unique weapon out of everyone, to be completely honest. I thought he had a very unique skill set. Just, using steel wire and stuff, this impenetrable wire, defense. So I thought that was really great. So it sucks to see that go as well, just from a unique action standpoint. But definitely a fun episode, of course. Want to know what you guys thought about it, so please comment below. Let me know your favorite parts, your least favorite parts. And I mean, obviously, whenever a character dies, at least one of the heroes, I don't think I said anything about Seiryu for the last episode. But I, of course, want to know what you guys thought about losing Lubbock. If you liked his character, didn't like his character. I don't know how you couldn't. He was really funny, and he had some of the best moments in the whole series because he was so silly. But it sucks to really lose this character for a lot of different reasons. But I want to know what you guys thought about that, as well as your predictions. as to who you think may or may not survive, who you want to survive from both the heroes and the villains. I think we do have to make a choice because I'm pretty sure we might still lose a hero. Um, I don't know. I feel like Najida might actually die in this if she actually does go up against Esdeath, because so far, I mean, we haven't seen her fight. Obviously, they were both at like equal levels, but Esdeath has like an internal, infinite, type of Imperial Arms source, and that I just think that would be very hard for Najida to beat. Although I don't know what her Imperial Arms does. I don't know if technically, I'm pretty sure they mentioned that her arm isn't Imperial Arms. Um, but I don't know. Like, I mean, she still has Susanoo as well. I can't remember. I always mixes like some of the letters out. But she still has him as her bodyguard, so she still could use that. If she uses, especially if she uses his trump card, he might actually be able to beat Esdeath for her if she's about to die or something, and she knows that, and just have him, go into like that crazy Ashura's Wrath mode and take her down. But have to see what happens. Like I said, though, definitely want to know what you guys think about losing Lubbock and your predictions for who will live and who will die for both the Jaegers and for Night Raid. So please comment below, let me know, and thanks for watching.